Hey everyone, today I'm gonna explain to you what is my ideas for TED. And my ideas is about writing. And my idea is very different, not like the usual one. You know, there is many function for writing. You can write fiction stories or non-fiction, or you can share something like maybe your journey, or you have some experience some things, or also maybe you can share your minds to the reader. And there's also people using writing to motivate everyone. But I didn't agree with those people who say writing to motivate. Why? The first thing is that the writer didn't follow what the reader wants, so it's just like a friction. What the writer wants and what the reader wants is not meeting together, it's frict together. And the second friction is what the writer writes and what the writer do is not the same. Like, for example, if you write something that encourage people to think positive, but in the reality, the writer just say, "Oh my God," they always have negative thinking. It's just like a bullshit campaign, like between the writer and the reader. And after we knowing these frictions, we reach to the point where it is the end point for writing to motivate everyone. So is this the end for writing to motivate everyone, or there is something we can do for them? How can we help them, or we can give a solution for them? We need to do something for the reader, not just let them away. So here I will change the purpose of writing. It's not to motivate everyone, but it's to embrace them. So why did I say this purpose of this new writing? It's to embrace, not to motivate them. Because we can see that everyone, the reader, the writer, are all in the same place, in one core. So there is no one outside the core. All are in the same place, one core. The second thing is that everyone have the identical problem. Neither the writer and the reader, they will all experience those kind of problem in their life. Maybe they will not experience it in the same time, but if someone already experienced some problem, they could share it to the others. They could use what they feel, what they experience, to embrace the others, so the others could be embraced too. They can solve their problem. And what should we do first so our writings can embrace the others? The first thing we should do before we start writing, we need to open our eyes. We need to see what's happening to them. We need to look what the problem are happening, so we can know, oh, this is a problem, so I can start writing about it. If we didn't open our eye, how can we know the problems, and also how can we embrace them? Second thing is, we should absorb the reader problems. So with what we could absorb the problems? Then we have psychology. You know that psychology could help us to learn the human beings. As you know, with using psychology, we could absorb what is the reader problem. We can absorb it. Oh, so this is their problems. And finally, we need to think. If we already see, we already absorb their problem. What will happen to them? What will happen to the reader? There are three things that will happen to the reader. The first thing that will happen to the reader is they will reflect. After the reader reads what we are writing, they will start to reflect again, reflect all those things that already happened in the past, the history, and reflect what is the true meaning of their life. The second thing is refresh. People usually were loaded with many things in their mind. They could get stressed until they reached the moment they didn't know what should they do anymore. After the reader reads what we are writing, they will have one moment, they will relax, then they will get their mind refreshed, just like your desktop computer being refreshed. They could rest their mind for a while after they reading something that could embrace them. The last thing is relief. Everyone have problem. No matter how big or how small it is, that we will experiencing all problem. After they read what we are writing, they will feel their problem will be pulled bit by bit. If you have a problem this big, then after you read something, it will pull the bit. You read again, it will pull again until you, and will leaving your problem smaller, smaller and smaller. So this is the 3R that will impact to the reader: reflect, refresh and relief. This is the 3 things that will happen to the reader. We should remember this 3R effect to the reader, so we can create a good writing that could embrace the other. After we see and we absorb the problem, we need also to think our writing should embrace them. We keep remember it again and again, refresh, reflect and relief, so the reader will be embraced. Before I close this video, I would like to give a quote that was mentioned by William Ward. He says, "The pessimist complains the wind. The optimist expects it to change. The realist adjusts the sails." So that's all my presentation about my ideas. I hope you enjoy it. Goodbye.